Welcome to the Nehemiah Entrepreneurship Community Podcast. I'm your host, Patrice Tsague. I'm here with two dynamic ladies from the great state of Texas. You guys are familiar with Trudy. Trudy, welcome back to the podcast.
Thank
Trudy
you.
is our e-community center director for Dallas. And then we have a new friend with us, a young lady who I'm coming to just love, Zondra Evans. She's the owner and CEO of Zondra TV. That's taken the media airways by storm. Zondra, welcome to the E-Community Podcast.
Thank you so much for having me. I'm so excited to be here with you and Trudy.
I feel like I'm here. It's like talking to Michael Jordan in basketball. So because this is what you do and you're so good at it, I went through some of the videos you sent me and you good.
Well, thank you. To God be the glory. I'm not going to take no credit for it. I thank God because it is truly not my original background. So I thank
Wow. And we'll get into that because I'm like, Lord, you could have picked a better area for your calling. We'll get into how that actually got to it. So we're here because we want to talk about this upcoming conference in Dallas. Trudy, the E-Community Center Dallas, is organizing a conference. We're focused on Iron Sharpening Iron. And that conference, we want to invite you to join us. The speakers will be none other than myself, Zondra, and Trudy herself. And we're going to take half a day. It will not be a waste of your time. It'll be an opportunity for you to be equipped, inspired, and connect with other entrepreneurs who are looking to build kingdom business globally. So, Trudy, before we get into our content today, tell us a bit about this conference and when is it, how they can get involved, how they can sign up.
Yeah, I'm so excited about it. This conference is going to be April the 14th. It's on a Friday from 10 a.m. to 2. It is in the general area of DFW, but we'll be in Plano, Texas. So really excited about that. You could just kind of schedule to take your day off, have plenty of time to miss the crazy rush and just deal with normal rush and be there at 10 and then have plenty of time to get back to where you need to be. So really excited about it. Just bringing entrepreneurs together and giving them the opportunity to connect, meet somebody new, potentially, learn something from a friend, really genuinely doing the iron sharpening iron. It's not just about, oh, well, we'll throw that phrase out there and just kind of make it, pretend that we're doing that. No, I want this to be really very real, to come and do the iron sharpening iron, to come meet a friend who will push you to the next level, to listen to Zondra and what she has to present. You guys are going to be blown away. She just is so dynamic and it's so good. You're just like, you're not going to want to miss it. And then of course, Patrice, I mean, I know this is your podcast, but I'm going to flip the table. Patrice is such a good speaker. There is no possible way that you could leave without being inspired after listening to Patrice. So he's going to be closing out the conference. You're not going to want to miss that. And then of course, you'll get to start listening to me. But we're going to have lunch included in the $40. It's only $40 to be there, you guys. It's so inexpensive. Lunch is going to be included. So many networking opportunities. It's just going to be great. You want me to keep going or you want me to shut up?
No, you got it. You got it. Only $40 with dynamic speakers on April 15th. I just went to the website link. I don't see on the website. Is there a reason why it's not there?
April the 14th. It's April the 14th.
I'm sorry, April the 14th, not 15th. April the 14th. Thank you for correction. Put a link there, Victor, please. I don't see it on the website, but is it going to be on the website anytime soon? Or we can go to the events and sign up?
I thought it was going to be on the website last night. So we just got a little tiny bubble there and we're going to be good.
Got it. Vic, put the link there so we can sign up. So, but why do you want to come to this conference? Let's talk to our guests in a minute. I'll get to Trudy in 1 minute. Jennifer, thank you for watching and listening. Good to see you. So, we had a chance to be with, by the way, Victor, as we're talking here, put a link on there on the Zondra did an interview with myself and Trudy that it's a must watch. And Zondra, how can I put it? She's taken the media airways by storm. What I love about her approach is an entrepreneurial. So most media people come from a very media orientation and not an entrepreneurship orientation. What Zondra is doing, she's really partnering with entrepreneurs to make media work for them. And she's really riding this beast called streaming to be able to teach us on how to leverage this really just new media, this new. I remember, Zondra, when HBO Live happened. Remember that? Remember
Yes.
HBO streaming? That was, I know I'm dating myself here. Those were the early days. We didn't know that was streaming. That was streaming.
Right.
Exactly. But then
We
back
didn't even know.
then, you had to have lots of money. You had to be big and bad in order to have your own kind of stream stuff. But today, you're telling us that streaming is a tool that can be used by all, accessible and available. And it's a strategy, not just for content dissemination, but also for marketing. Tell us about that, and we're going to get into your background.
Well, you're absolutely right. I think about it. Earpiece giving me the blues. I think about it, and streaming is absolutely now. And I'm going to be doing a keynote on Monday about how critical streaming is to really small business entrepreneurs or any business entrepreneur. You need to realize that this is a whole nother platform that can actually generate many streams of revenue for you. But you have to be able to create your digital footprint. We are in a digital society, and we no longer can afford to not have a good, solid digital footprint. And of course, I say, Google is the animal that we are feeding, and it takes you putting a lot of information there to really change your trajectory in business.
I love it. So just in case people say, what exactly is streaming? What is streaming? And how's that different than other forms of media?
Yeah, it's always an interesting story. So I have to go back to being, excuse me, when I was a little girl. Linear TV is what we are conditioned to believe in, and that is that a program comes on at a certain hour. And if you can remember back in the day, and I'm going to date myself, if you wanted to go to a dinner with a friend on the night that is your favorite program, you had a DVD or a VCR, excuse me, a
That's
VCR,
right.
don't even know the name of it anymore, that you would set to record your show so you could be in two places in one time, for lack of a better term. But then you could watch it later. Well, now streaming is on demand. So that means 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. People can literally be on Roku, Amazon, Apple, and streaming your great content. But now listen, it doesn't go without saying that marketing and advertisement is critical in order to get people to be able to see your content.
Wow.
Yeah.
So really, streaming is about making your content available in multiple platforms at the same time.
Yes.
On demand, where the consumer pulls it out whenever they need. It's like a library of content in a sense.
I call it a lifesaver. I'm going to call it a lifesaver because we are the home of positive programming. And because we are, everything that we absolutely have on our channel is nothing about but positive motivation and inspiration and faith. And how can you go to the next level in your business? That's what we really focus on.
I love it. I like that term, by the way, home of positive programming. John, before we get into the conference, your content, let's get up to your background. You didn't come up in media. You sound very natural today. Like this is what the water you drink, but this is not the ocean you swim in. Tell us about your background and how you got from there to media.
Gosh, my background is so crazy. I have 40 years in corporate America, and I always like to tell people I started when I was 9. That ain't true, but at any rate, I did 40 years in corporate America, and I worked for a semiconductor company in the Bay Area, and got my degree in business. I left that semiconductor company and went to a healthcare company, and I did 15 years there. So 25 plus 15 is 40. I spent 40 years in corporate doing and learning. I was in training. Sometimes I think we don't realize that we're in training, but God uses every bit of resources that he has set and established in you. It then comes forward when God really wants wants to use you. So TV was not my thing when I got laid off. That was not what I thought I would do. I'm a certified coach and I'm an inspirational, motivational speaker. So I was like, I'm just going to get on stages, big stages, and I'm going to, lay it down and inspire people. And I'm going to coach people to get a leadership, a seat at the leadership table. And so I did that at first, but then things changed. I started getting booked on TV and radio. They loved me, and I got offered my own TV channel on Roku, and I bought it.
Wow. And I can see how, because you sound like a natural. You got that Oprah and preaching combination, right? You make us feel warm and fuzzy, but at the same time inspired and engaged. Did you always know you had a voice and a face for television?
I love that you're asking me this question. Let me tell you, when I was a little girl, you know how everybody used to want to play church, and we be playing house, but when we played church, it was clear that I was behind the pulpit, and I was the one to bring the sermon, and all of my cousins were the parishioners. So I think I've been speaking behind a mic all my life. I think it was in me. It was innately in me, which that happens, right? Because I knew you before you enter into your mother's womb. So I think it was in me all the time. And the 40 years in corporate America only taught me how to finesse this thing that God gave me.
Wow, it is so evident. Listen, we're talking with Trudy and Zondra. We're talking about this upcoming conference called Iron Sharpens Iron, which will be hosted by the Dallas Entrepreneurship Community Center in Plano, Texas on April the 14th. If you've not yet registered, you want to do it right now. Well, they can't do it right now. There's no link. So just email our office, and make sure we get you signed up, because you want to be a part of this conference. There's limited seating. I mean, Trudy, you only got a few seats.
It is.
Is that
It is
correct?
limited seating. Yep. We're only going to be able to have space for 60 people. So
Wow.
you are going to, I don't care that there's not a link. Email me, Trudy at nehemiahproject.org. Email the office, whatever you need to do. You're going to want to get that seat, because this is going to blow your socks off. It really is.
This is not one of those things where you're saying there's limited seating, there's really more seats, are going to open them afterwards. This is really limited seating.
It really is.
Correct?
The venue only has capacity for 62 people. So it's going to be 62, and that's it.
Oh, awesome.
I'm
Trudy,
so excited.
Yeah, this is awesome. So before we get to content, why this conference? Why now? Why this topic? What are you trying to accomplish?
Yeah. So, the DFW Center is brand new. We just opened in September. And I've really spent a lot of time trying to figure out how I can pull people in DFW together. And because the Metroplex is so big, it's 2 hours from top to bottom or side to side. And so how can I get people to drive 2 hours to this side or 2 hours to that side? Or, do I always have everything in Dallas, which seems a little frustrating as well? And so just trying to navigate everything that is happening. So we have finally come down to this method that we're going to do Zoom calls every other week. Well, the second and fourth Tuesday of every month. And then quarterly, we're going to have in-person meetings. So this is our first in-person meeting. And so set the day aside, join us twice a month on the Zoom call, stay connected, do all of the things, build community. But then that quarterly opportunity, put it on your calendar, set it aside, refresh, renew, reset your brain as an entrepreneur of, I can do this. I'm not walking alone. I have people that know where I'm at. And
I
then,
love it.
Yeah, come and get educated. And that's what it's all about.
So the Dallas Community Center, who do you serve? Give us a bit of profile so that those who are watching and listening, they can say, hey, that's me, or that's not me.
Yeah, so we really can serve anyone in the business life cycle. So Nehemiah Project has a business life cycle that starts with discovery. Maybe I'm just thinking about being an entrepreneur, moving into startup and break even. I think those words are, clear what they mean. And then as you move into sustainability, we want all businesses to be sustainable. It's great that you're making a profit, but if you're working 80 hours a week to make a profit, we probably need to tweak some things. So moving on up through that cycle of sustainability, potentially scalability, and not every business should be or can be scaled. And then, of course, succession. So it really doesn't matter where you're at in the life cycle, DFW Center can service you. I do have, like, my personal niche is communication and leadership. So I really thrive in helping you with that. However, I love every single business stage. You know, some people are like, well, what do you do? And I'm like, well, I really like this. And then I'm like, but I also like that. So it really doesn't matter where you're at in the business life cycle. Nehemiah Project as a whole, but DFW Center can definitely service you.
Awesome. Looking forward to being there. Now, you pulled the big guns on this one. You called up Zondra. So let's talk about Zondra, your content. What I love about what you do, by the way, if you don't know much about Zondra, go ahead, that's her. Go to Zondra. Zondra, where do they go to learn about Zondra TV?
Just go to beyondztv.com and you'll find out a lot about me. And otherwise, you can go to zondraevans.com and find out about me.
So she not only produces her own program, but she owns, I mean, literally, she owns a TV production company where she has many others, and we'll see what happens pretty soon. We'll be working with her along that. We've got some game plans that are working with her because she's after entrepreneurs, and so we after entrepreneurs, and so we think that there's kind of a synergy there between her audience and ours. So Zondra, let's talk a bit. So you're an entrepreneur yourself. So you'll be sharing from your own experience leaving corporate America, you know, high income, security, to starting out. You have an amazing story. Yeah. Tell us a bit about it. Don't tell the whole thing. Give a little teaser. I mean, you told the story. You were trying to do television. You had this, whatever you had, it wasn't sophisticated. And then tell us about that first program that you were thinking about doing.
Yeah, because I could be on here all day, literally, Trudy and Patrice, talking about this story because it's really it's phenomenal when you accept a call on your life. I never thought I'd be on TV, but I absolutely thought I'd be on stage. But I have to tell this little story because, it happened. It wasn't anybody in Dallas that actually started me into this journey. It was somebody in Chicago that knew me, that told somebody in Atlanta about me and said I'd make a great talk show host. And I said, that's crazy as I'll get. What? So the person called me and said, I heard you make a great talk show host. And I had never been a talk show host in my life. He said, I have one channel left to sell. Do you want to buy it? And I said, I don't do nothing without praying. So I prayed about it. And then I came back and said, yes, I'll buy it. Now, you know that you couldn't even create this yourself. I bought the channel 3 days before I had invited all of my girlfriends to Dallas to film 2 30-minute episodes, not for TV, but for YouTube. So when they got there, they didn't even know. And I wouldn't tell them until we filmed everything. And I said, I've got something I want to tell you. Your episodes are going to be on Roku, Amazon, and Apple. And they talking about breaking out in a praise fest. Well, we broke out in a praise fest. But that's the way it happened. I didn't plan it. I didn't say I want to be on TV and go after it. God said.
Wow. Incredible. And then since then, you've helped many get on TV. Give us a bit of that.
Yeah, I've helped many. So, of course, there's 2 tracks of business. Y'all know that I am an advocate for small business entrepreneurs. You don't leave corporate America after 40 years and not decide that you're going to really serve the world and create some kind of legacy for yourself. Because as long as you're working at that company, ain't much legacy being really created for you. So my thing was small business entrepreneurs, this earpiece keeps falling out. Small business entrepreneurs always get left behind. And so I'm an advocate for them. And I was like, okay, I got to create a platform where they could be interviewed on TV because what we're accustomed to by the way, and it's probably 0.001% get invited to be on some Good Morning show or this show or that show, and they give you 5 minutes of glory. And I said, nobody can tell their story with all the glory that has occurred in your life in 5 minutes. I'm going to give you 30 minutes and let's talk about it. Because I believe that your story can encourage someone else to prevail. So
Wow. The charm of life television. Okay, go ahead.
You need exposure, right? You just need exposure. So that's one thing. But then when I built the network, I built an academy. And I actually take business entrepreneurs that have a business and help them become TV producers. And we stream it across every streaming platform that we're a part of. And it creates another monetization strategy and additional revenue streams for them.
Wow. So we teach about passive income. One of the things we talk about is one of the areas of passive income is how to monetize your own content, whether, doing a book publishing and transforming that into course, right? So essentially what you're coming in with the technology and the know-how and how to use media to monetize content, and not just book publishing, but now, which by the way, this medium goes further than book publishing. A book can only go so far, but a streaming content can be monetized and leveraged even further. Wouldn't you agree?
Absolutely. I have a lot of anthologists, people that are the visionaries that are coming to me, and they want to put their co-authors on TV. The book then lives on, because you could say, not only was I featured in this book, go hear my particular chapter. Tell me about your chapter, right? So it's going to live on and people are going to buy more books. That's really important. But I also think that we're in a place, you were talking about a learning system, right? You take a book and then you convert it to a learning system. Well, I'm in the process of literally showing people that you could take a book and create you speaking about that book and teaching from TV and put it behind a paywall. And it's the same thing as a learning management system, but you opened yourself up to yet another audience on TV.
I love it. I love it. Again, a way to monetize. Again, for those who are watching and listening, you've heard us talk about passive income. This is one of the ways. As a matter of fact, we think we're going to make you one of our passive income partners, so that with those who want to monetize through this medium, they can work with Zondra TV. Listen, again, we're talking to Zondra and Trudy about this upcoming conference on April the 14th in Plano, Texas, titled Iron Sharpens Iron. And we're going to be addressing communication and leadership. We're going to be addressing leveraging media to grow your business. And I'll be dealing with passive income. Trudy, as we prepare to kind of land the plane here, so what are the pain points that this conference will address? And if I'm watching and listening, I'm saying, you know what, I want to be there because.
Yeah. I think one of the big pain points is, I'm working in my business and I'm working really hard and I kind of I'm making a profit, but man, I'm concerned about when that time for exit comes, what am I going to do? So we're going to be able to address that pain point through this passive income and different ideas that are happening there. Another pain point is I'm lost on my marketing and I need some help. I need to know what to do. How can I boost what's happening? We're going to be addressing that. Zondra is going to have so much information for you. And then an additional pain point that's going to be addressed is, just this not really understanding who God created you to be and operating in the shoulds. Well, I should be doing it like they told me to do it, or I should be doing it like so-and-so does it, because if I did it like so-and-so, then I would be successful. So kind of addressing that idea of I'm not good enough, or I should be somebody else. So there's just a lot of pain points that are going to be hit on that you're going to be excited about.
I love it. So with that, let's kind of hear each of us kind of give one key deliverable. Those who are watching and listening says, when you come to this conference, you're going to get X, Y, and Z. Well, so Zondra, so when they hear you talk, what's one key that you promise for them to walk away with?
They are definitely going to walk away with alternative strategies to be able to market their business. And when I say alternative strategies, I mean alternative, cost-effective strategies.
Ooh, I like the
another
cost
thing.
effective as an
Because
entrepreneur.
that's the thing. We are entrepreneur, small business. You're going to figure out some ways to effectively, in a cost-effective way, be able to leverage your business and get it out there and really, really, really create that digital strategy for your business, because you need one.
I love it. By the way, you do have a studio in Dallas, so that people that you choose to work with, you actually have a full production studio where they come in and you kind of do that magic. Is that will you kind of give them some kind of show and tell visually, so they can kind of get a pic of that studio? They can see that this is the real deal.
You know that they are. You know, I got to have a video in there. I mean, what would I look like coming to a conference and then wouldn't say, let's take a short look at behind the scenes of Zondra TV? Of course, there's going to be a video to see behind the scenes and to see, really, I can't help myself what God has done. He's done some marvelous things, and we've grown exponentially. So I want to show a little bit of the first studio to how we are where we are today. And like you said, Trudy, the importance of an exit strategy, because I think you need an exit strategy, but not only that, you need a strategy for your business, and you can no longer afford to not be strategic in what you're doing.
I love it. I love it. What I love about that is that they'll be able to hear your story, how you got into media. So that means if I'm watching and listening and I feel called to be in media as an entrepreneur, I want to be there so that I can hear from an entrepreneur who actually have built a media company, right? But more important than that, even if I'm not in the media business, but I want to hear an entrepreneur and see how they start out living corporate America. So, hey, if you're watching and listening and you are in corporate America and you're considering business, you want to hear so you can ask her the questions and say, hey, Zondra, how do I address this? How do I address that? Right? As you think about your own journey. But more important than that, you can also learn how you can partner with her to take your business to the next level. Trudy, so I'm watching this, I'm saying, okay, if I come to this conference, what's the one thing, Trudy, that I'm going to walk away with from your talk?
I think probably the biggest thing that you're going to be able to walk away with is having a tool that will help you with your communication. I'm not going to be able to give everybody every detail about the tool, but I can give you access to that tool that's going to help you. Like, I'm so frustrated, even in your marriage. I mean, Nehemiah Project, it matters that couples are staying married while having a business. So if you're having communication conflicts within your marriage, I have a tool that can help you with that. If you're having communication problems between you and your staff, I have a tool that's going to help you with that. So just this communication thing, you're really going to walk away with some key information of understanding who you are and how to make all of that happen.
I love it. And then when I'm going to have the privilege to kind of wrap up what these ladies are going to lay, the foundation they're going to lay out, I can only take it down from there. I'm going to try to keep it at that same level, right? Because I know you guys are going to bring it on.
Yeah.
Sometimes we as preachers, we go to these, multi-preachers kind of event, and everybody just try to take it one notch up, right? It's just fun. So so I'm going to try to put a bow on this, but hopefully allow you to understand strategy in terms of, if you're not in business yet, how to begin your passive income journey so that you can begin to strengthen your personal balance sheet, to then be able to identify how you can start monetizing what God has given you. If it could be through Zondra TV, because you may have a book, you may have content that you can monetize while you're considering that business you want to start, right? Or whatever. Or in some cases, invest in various passive income activities while you're trying to get your business up and going. Because here's the thing, for entrepreneurs, your highest cost of business is going to be between startup and profitability, that stage. And by the way, Zondra, you know this, along the way, our personal score, what I think called fiscal scores, go down, right? Because we leverage everything to, we borrow from Peter, Paul, everybody, mama, grandma, everybody, because we're trying to get that business there, right? And so if you're not yet started, it's a great time to lay that foundation so you have a good runway. But then what if you're already in business? Then what we're saying is that profitability, you're going to learn, how do I now begin to divert some of that profits to now clean up my personal balance sheet and strengthen it so I can diversify, so that as I now scale that business and look to exit, I not only have the sale of the business money that I can live off of, but I also have the other revenue stream that I've developed along the way so that you have that multiple streams of income. I think your pastor, T.D. Jake, says what, 7 is kind of the number you want to look at?
7 is the number. I look, 7 is the number. I'm
That's
working.
right.
I mean, so you need to be working on it. You need 7 streams of income.
You
It
got to be
can't be
building
from
those
one
streams.
place. Yes.
Exactly. With that, ladies, please don't leave yet, because I do have one more thing I want you to do for our audience, because we always leave with a tip or an advice, some kind of encouragement for our audience. Don't leave yet. So listen, if you want to come to this conference, it's April the 14th. Write it down right now. Email Trudy to make sure. Say, Trudy, hey, listen, save my seat. I know you're going to have 60 folks save my seat. So email Trudy and say, save my seat, so that way she can hold on to your seat, so that once registrations are open, you can be among the first to be a part. Trudy, what time is this conference?
It starts at 10 a.m.
All right.
Yep.
All the way to?
And it goes until 2. It's $40 and lunch will be served.
Awesome. And by the way, you told me what the lunch is going to be. I ate that last one in Dallas, Texas. Come just for the lunch. I mean, this is going to be some good food. This is going to be, you know, the bad part is I'm teaching last, so I gotta be cool and collective, you know, fast. But I'm gonna put a plate aside, Trudy, because after I speak, I'm gonna get my grab on.
Exactly.
You know, so I'm gonna, because you know you can't have a full stomach when you're trying to teach. But so I'm gonna be cool beforehand, maybe have one chicken leg or something. But then after I speak, I'm gonna go country. I'm gonna have some food. So you want to come just for the food? That's some good food. But also the event is at a bank, a Kingdom Bank.
Yes.
This bank, come just to visit this bank. This bank is owned by a Kingdom company. It's a Christian bank. And this facility, Zondra, they're making it available for Kingdom purposes. And I understand that the president of the bank is going to speak. Is that correct? He's going to say some words during the lunchtime.
Yep, I think so. Yep.
Yeah. So come and hear from this Kingdom man who's built this Kingdom bank. Who knows? You may get some Kingdom money from a Kingdom bank, right? so you want to come and be a part of that, if nothing else, to meet this man who owns this Kingdom bank. So, but if you want to know about Zondra, her link is right there. Visit her at Zondra TV. I think the specific link she gave us was what was that again, Zondra? Please tell us.
Yeah, and you can also go to BeOnZTV, BeOnZTV.com. Go to BeOnZTV.com, and then you'll see a plethora of information, and you know, just what we do, and videos, and just a lot of different stuff.
I love it. I love it. Connect with her today. Listen, if you want to know more about the Nehemiah Project, how we can come alongside you and serve you, provide you with training, coaching, access to capital, visit our website, NehemiahEcommunity.com, NehemiahEcommunity.com. There you can learn about a training program, book entrepreneurship, passive income, non-big job well, all of that. You can learn about our coaching program, one-on-one coaching, executive coaching, group coaching, whatever it takes. You can also learn about our access to capital, how we can come alongside you, help you raise capital to expand your business. And you can also learn how to become a part of a community. We are close to 2,000 members strong, with members from Asia, from Africa, from Europe, from Latin America. Join a community of entrepreneurs who are building Kingdom companies around the world. Whether you're thinking about an idea, whether you are a startup, or whether you are a growing business, join this community so that you can be able to enjoy the benefits. Because guess what? Membership does have its privileges. If you enjoy this podcast and you know people who are in media, who are looking to be in media, who are in business, looking to start their own business, who are in Texas, near Plano, Texas, you're saying you need to be part of this conference, share this link with them. Friends share with friends things that would encourage, inspire, and equip them. Share this thing with them. Don't share all that mess that's going on social. Share this one so you can help your friends, encourage and equip them towards a direction that will help them grow their business. You know, Zondra, many people that come to say, John referred me, Susan sent me. And you know what? Many of them are grateful because a friend connect them to a resource that can help them. So make sure you share this on your platform. With that said, before we close, start with you, Zondra. So I'm watching and listening, and I'm considering business. I'm in corporate America or corporate wherever. They're in Europe, they're in Asia, they're in Africa, and they have a steady paying job. They're secure. They have retirement plan. They have health benefits. They have health benefits. Why should they consider leaving all that security to launch a business? And what's the one thing they should do if they choose to? First, why would I do that? And second, if I decide to do it, what's one thing you want to make sure they do?
The one thing that I think you must do, and it kind of goes hand in hand, but I do believe you need an exit strategy. I think that's what made my journey more full, is that you can have a lot of different alternatives and options when you're not under pressure. So while that 6-figure check is coming in, build that exit strategy. But not only build it, but then start working on it. You have to start working. Know what you have been called here to do. If you're going to leave corporate America, leave it for what you know is right below your belly button that you push down every day and you don't do. So I think that you got to have that exit strategy in place. But I will tell anybody that is in corporate America, one of the things that I learned is that you have to start building relationship capital outside of your company. Do it while you're still in your company, because that was one of the biggest things for me. I was like, 40 years in corporate America, I had all these people that know me. Well, when you come out in the community, they need to know you. So start building that community early on. And really, by the way, Nehemiah E community is one of the communities that you have to associate with. There's so much richness and good, learning that you get from this organization. It's one of the ones that you should be considering. So that's my words of wisdom. But I do want to close with one thing. Life circumstances doesn't define you, but it only creates depth in your character, and you have everything inside of you to prevail.
Glory to God forever. Are you also a motivational speaker? Man, Lord. That's a quotable. You heard it here, guys. Zondra, you heard it here. Trudy, your conference has started Iron Sharpening Iron. I'm watching right now and I'm listening. Somebody's listening, watching, wherever they are around the world. Your emphasis here is the importance of community, the importance of coming together. So my question to you is, I'm sitting somewhere, wherever I am, and there may be folks around me, but I still feel alone. You got inflation, you got the Ukraine war, you've got just economy, you got interest rate going up. So what's your advice to me? How do I go from how I feel to engaging and connecting to something that's around me? Because I don't feel, as you know, Trudy, when we feel stress on the financial pressure, we tend to isolate, not engage.
Absolutely.
So what advice would you give me?
Yeah, there's a book out there called From Good to Great, or I don't think I did it quite right, but Good to Great by Jim Collins. And he really talks about being in the right seat on the bus. Now, he's talking about that in relationship to your team, but Patrice, while you were talking, it made me think about our thoughts being in the right seat on the bus. Because if we allow fear to be a driver, then we're not going to end up where we've been called to be. If we allow our feelings of I'm scared, or our feelings of I have too much anxiety, and we start putting labels on ourselves, and we start allowing those labels to be in the driver's seat. So we've got to figure out a way to take that emotive side of our brain and say, okay, I'm so glad you're here, and thank you for helping me recognize all of the things that are out there. But for now, I need you to go sit down and have a snack. And logic, I need you to come drive this train. I need you to come sit in the driver's seat. I need you to take me where I need to go. And I need to think about this logically, because I can sit over here with my feelings and I can worry about what all of the stuff that is happening, and I'm going to have no forward movement. But if I can just let my feelings be to the side and I can put logic in the driver's seat, I can start taking forward steps to where I know God has called me to be, or what I feel God has told me to do, but I'm afraid to take action. It's really, really powerful if you can start understanding that we're not eliminating emotions. We're just asking them to step out of the driver's seat for a moment.
Boy, if this is some of the stuff that's going to be at the conference, I'm signing up right now. But ladies, before I close, you brought something to my heart that I want to just ask both of you guys. Because as my daughter's listening to this, she'll say, what about those of us with mental health issues? How do we apply the same thing? Whether it's real or imagined, I feel like I've got mental health issues. Could you both speak to that, Trudy and then Zondra?
You know, I totally believe that mental health issues are just that, you know, they've beyond an actual diagnosis, like it's there and it's happened, but it's also become a thing that everybody is aware of. And, you know, it's a proven fact that what we focus on grows. Like that's scientific fact. And if you kind of go to the scripture, it talks about what things you're supposed to think on. You're supposed to think on things that are pure. And it goes through the list of things to think on. So when you combine science and the Bible, what you focus on grows. And if you focus on your anxiety, it will grow. Guaranteed. If you focus on your fears, they'll grow because that's what you're thinking about. So for someone who has mental health issues and they're dealing with all of these fears and anxiety and all of those things that happen, if we can give ourselves a learned coping skill of grabbing onto something to focus on that's not negative, that will get us in a forward momentum, then there's a potential of breaking out of whatever is holding us back.
Oh, that's good. Zondra.
Yeah, you took one of the things I was going to say, Trudy, but I do want to say that mental health is real.
Absolutely.
So that's the first thing. Mental health is real. But if we all be really honest with ourselves, we all got a little mental health issue at times. So, you know, I'm going to lighten it up because we all do. You know, we all have, you know, something. But here's the thing. Like I said earlier, you have everything inside of you to prevail. Nothing. Yes, mental health is real, but it's not the cog in the wheel that stops the wheel from turning. But you learn how to deal with that. And then that cog in the wheel helps the wheel to turn. And so everybody has something that they got to work through in order to be able to be effective in this life. Life is full of, you know, anxiety and all kinds of stuff that's happening. And mental health is a real issue. But at the end of the day, please don't allow it to cripple you. Use it to actually propel you, because it can.
Yeah.
You heard it here, guys. Trudy, Zondra, thank you so much. You'll be hearing from them live in living color on April the 14th. The Iron Sharpening Iron Conference in Plano, Texas. Only $40, 10 o'clock. To register, just go to email Trudy and ask her to hold your seat. As soon as the registration opens up, she'll make sure you're in there because we only have 60 seats available and you want to be in there. This is awesome. Thanks so much, ladies. Well, with that said, let me pray for those who are listening and watching. May the Lord bless you. May the Lord enable you to steward those talents that are under your care, overcoming fears, doubt, anxiety, and even mental health. May you do it in such a way that one day you will hear those wonderful words, well done, good and faithful servant. You've been faithful over a few things. Guess what? He'll now make you rule over much. God bless you. Thank you for listening and watching. Thank you, ladies.
Amen.